Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Read Between the Lyrics. My name is Amanda,
And my name is Marvin.
and today we have a very special guest, as you may see, singer, songwriter, and dear friend Selena Quinones. Selena, thank you so much for
Hey,
tuning in with us today, for being on the show.
thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, we're so excited.
I'm
Selena
super excited.
also, before we start, um, we know Selena through our church, where she is a
Yes,
powerhouse
seriously.
monster, super duper worship leader, and super dope songwriter.
Mhm.
And she's also a vocal coach.
Yes.
Shout
Yes,
out,
that is correct.
you know.
So if you need voice lessons, hit her up. We're gonna tag her
Absolutely.
on this. Selena, you also have a single out currently, right?
Yes, I do. It's
Okay.
called Evolve,
Uh huh.
and it's basically a women's empowerment song. And it was actually inspired by Sarah Jakes Roberts' Woman Evolve. And I hope that it speaks to people, and I hope you go and download it today.
Yes,
Thank you
totally,
so much.
totally. So today we are doing the song "Crazy" by Gnarles Barkley.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So just quickly, as we've been doing, um, a little bit about the artist, or in this case, the duo, because Gnarls Barkley is a duo that consists, or was a duo that consisted of CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse. I don't know Danger Mouse. Do either of you guys?
I have never
He
I
has to be. He has to be the
unfortunately.
producer
he
because he's
is the
not singing on it.
he is the producer, but I don't know. He might have thrown on like some vocals on it. I don't know, but they're a duo, and they're most famous for this song, "Crazy."
Mm,
It reached the top five in 20 countries. It
mm,
peaked number two on the U.S. Hot 100 and topped the UK singles chart. It was
Okay.
nominated for a Grammy, um, and was platinum certified for shipping over 1 million records.
Okay.
Yes. So,
that's dope.
um, CeeLo Green and Danger Mouse. If you don't know them, look them up. Okay, so shall we get into the song?
Let's get into the song.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'll start. I remember when. I remember. I remember when I lost my mind. And there was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo in so much space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right. So
Wow.
let's stop there.
Wow.
crazy.
All right. So, wait, before we even break down the lyrics, right? Just reading that right there. How many times have I sung this song,
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
just, you just I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But like off the rip, when I lost my mind, there was something so pleasant about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, Selena, what you got
Yeah.
for us?
Listen, to be honest, I never even thought about the lyrics of this song.
Yeah,
It's
same.
like when I'm having a
Same.
crazy day, da 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 cray, like always just singing the hook. Never really thought about the lyrics, and it's so
Yes.
crazy. But I remember when I lost my mind. And then he goes on to say, there was something so pleasant about that place. It made me really think about just how we get in our own way, like we get in our own heads about who we are and what we want to be. And especially as artists, we're like the most critical of ourselves.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I think what he's saying is like he found a place of freedom where he got out of his mind, out of his head,
Mm-hmm.
and um tapped into a place that was free of man's opinions and
Yeah.
you know cultural stipulations and limitations. I just think
Right.
like he was in a free place.
Yeah.
So I thought that was dope.
Ah, that's fire. Go ahead, Mandy.
No, I think of the phrase "ignorance is bliss"
Mm,
because when
Mhm.
you're like when you're ignorant, you're just when you're ignorant of, and that doesn't mean that ignorant doesn't mean dumb or un. It just means like you just not in a knowing place of whatever topic or like you said culture or whatever is going on at the time or the moment. So like if I just don't know about it, I'm happy because I don't have the drama that comes with
Hmm.
knowing that information.
Yeah, so what I
Right.
think about is common sense not being so common, right? So like
Hmm.
now because you have common sense
Mhm.
and because right, you have standards and you want to try to be like a decent person, right? There's
Hmm.
certain things that you don't do etiquette wise. You don't do personally wise, like communicating with people. And then
Hmm.
you have those people who do that, who do be wilding out, acting crazy,
Mhm.
who socially or just what's acceptable in society, they do those different things. And you're like, and they don't even know, right? So like they're
Mhm.
Right.
ignorant to it, or they don't give a rip, you know.
Right.
And that's what I think about like being crazy. Like I think about like actually, for me, crazy is when you think uh you're doing something and you're really doing something else.
Okay.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he
Yeah.
said then he goes on to say like even your emotions had an echo in so much space. That's like so he's in a place
Okay.
and because he's in that place, he's tuned out everything else, but there's
Right.
still like
So emotions obviously don't make sounds, but he's in that in a such a space that he can hear his
that's good.
emotions.
Emotions
Right.
don't have sound.
Yeah, that's
I
it's
feel
not.
like I
Mhm.
feel like there's so much hustle and bustle in our lives, like that there's so much noise and so many opinions, so much comparison, so much everybody weighing in that that space that he's in is like, wow, like I didn't even know that that was, there.
Right.
And so that's kind of a cool
Right.
thing,
Right.
to be able to actually hear your own thoughts and not be drowned out by,
Yeah, that's good.
Uh-huh.
everything, the rat race.
Yeah, he's
So,
like exploring. He's exploring other things in that space. Wow.
This is
yeah.
cool. This is going because I didn't necessarily read through the lyrics or anything like that,
You didn't
Hmm.
but
prepare.
in my
Okay.
I never prepare, but in my mind, what I mean, it was gonna go different. But I like where we're going.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, Selena, you can read the next lines.
Okay, let me get it up. Well, let's see. So, where are we at?
And when you're out there.
Oh, okay. And when you're out there without a care, yeah, I was so out of touch. I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. That is
Yes.
Aha!
everything.
Aha!
Yes.
Plot twist. So
Yeah.
we're not ignorant.
Hmm.
We're choosing to be in this state,
Right.
Mhm.
and that's like so. Like Mandy does this thing, and I don't know if you could do it, Selena, right?
Oh God, where are we
Where
going?
where she tunes me out.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where I would be like, "Yo, Mandy, what are you thinking about?" And she'd be like, "Nothing." And I'm like,
Oh yes.
"How is that possible? I can never think
Oh
about
yes.
nothing unless I'm like sleep, and I don't even think it happens then."
Mhm.
But you wanna?
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know like what I do or like how it is, like how it happens. I just like tune out. I don't know. And then it's just Selena, do you do that or can you really?
Well, here's the thing. Like I could live there, but I have two noisy children,
Yes.
so and a talkative husband. So I can't quite tune out, but I do have to tune out sometimes for
Hmm.
survival.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, I get
but
that.
yeah, it's like what are you thinking about? Nothing. Like I can't because what's happening with me like when I'm quiet like that, it's like I'm thinking about an ocean of stuff. So like if I try to tell you like what I'm
Sure.
thinking, it's going to be a thesis. Like so I only can like bring out drops of it at a time when it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't think I'm ever like tuned out thinking about nothing. It's just like it's too much to think about. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like
You're just in
so
another place
I
of
don't know.
thinking. You're dealing with that ocean instead of the one that you're in.
Right.
Yeah, and it says, but it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way. Like currently, it's like, all right, I'm not even gonna say nothing. Like, why am I saying anything? I already
Right.
know. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're
You just
not
watch
gonna.
it unfold.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear me. You know what I mean? I've been here before.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So like, and I'm just like, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm Gucci. Like, I don't care. I'm out of touch.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
good.
oh, right. So it may seem like you don't care, but you do
I I
to the
can't I
point of
can't
your
turn it off.
sanity. It's to save
For
your sanity.
for my sanity.
Right. Well,
Hitting
right.
that,
That's why we tune out, and
trying
that's
to hit that
why
switch off.
And
people.
then not to be too churchy, but when you think about, like the story of Noah, like he knew too much. But like
Hmm.
here he is telling people something that sounds absolutely insane.
Right.
Like what is rain? What are you building? Like
Right.
what are you doing?
Right.
And but he was out on a limb by himself, which I'm going ahead in the lyrics, but he was out on a limb, and I think that speaks to um like creative thinkers or people, thought leaders, people who kind of have another way of seeing things or
Hmm.
another way of understanding life and perspective that might be futuristic or it might
Sure.
be like before the time of the people that are around them.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, all right, this sounds crazy now, but I guarantee you, I was just saying this about my grandmother. She's very interesting because she will nag you to death about certain things, right? But I remember her when I was growing up saying things like, every room in your house needs to look like a room in a magazine, like spotless, like everything in place, blah, blah, blah. And now here we are in the era of podcasts and videos and this and
Yeah.
that. And and we have to make our homes our production studio. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so she was like saying things, in my opinion, that were before our time,
Wow.
but now here it is unfolding in front of our face.
Yeah. It's
And
Hmm.
happening.
I think there's a lot of thought leaders and people who say things that it seems like, you know what are they even talking about?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
eventually
Visionaries.
we'll see.
Yeah. Those
So
visionaries, which
Yeah.
are creatives.
Yeah. And if actually there's one thing that I don't do is when people talking crazy, I don't shut nobody down. I because I'm I'm always like, yo, there's truth in everything and there's
hmm
perspective in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm not, even if I'm 100% certain, I'm still out here like I ain't saying nothing. But
hmm
you know what I mean? Like even in my mind, I'm always double checking. I'm always doubling back. I'm never like I'm 100% sure. You know, like
right,
I'm never
right, right.
Sure.
always right.
Yeah.
And yo, Graham, shout out to Mother Taylor,
Yes.
OG, OG.
Yes,
OG.
super OG. Yes, definitely.
So then it goes on to say, does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? And does that make me crazy? Uh, self-explanatory.
Yeah, well, he says possibly and then probably.
Possibly, and then it says album version. It goes probably.
Yeah, so it seems like the radio didn't edit for it to say possibly, but the album version was the lyric was
Mm-hmm.
probably, and I think both apply.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's saying possibly, probably.
Most likely.
Yeah, I like that he's agreeing because it's like, how can you tune out? How can you tune out when this needs to get done, that needs to get done, when you need to do this, you need to pay attention to that. How can you just go to another place? Like, you're crazy for
You
doing that. You have
you
so much
Mm-hmm.
responsibility.
you seem crazy for doing
You
that.
seem crazy.
Right.
And that's why it's a question. You know what I mean? Like, does that make me crazy?
Yeah.
And
Right.
honestly, the the culmination of the first two verses that happened, to me, that don't seem crazy.
No.
Right. Right.
That seems like you're
Rest.
you're preserving your
Yes,
sanity.
rest is important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a mental vacation.
Mental vacations are necessary because if you just overload, you're going to shut down. And the
That's
problem
absolutely
with
right.
people, yeah, the problem with people that just overwork and overdo it and don't rest, like, they don't think stress makes you sick, like physically sick, and they don't think that it's
Mm-hmm.
stress related because it's not something you can pinpoint on an x-ray,
Yeah.
right? But stress is it's gut health. So if you don't take rest, you're going to shut down, and then what good are you?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
people
definitely.
always talk about like physical health or like heart health or any of those other kind of everything kind of health, foot health. But mental health is is something that is kind of, I feel like it started emerging more so in 2019, 2020, where you see
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of memes and everybody wants to be on self-care and mental health things now. And it's super important because people
Mm-hmm.
just ignore these things. But
Yeah.
I mean, just like you work something and then, Selena, you're working out right now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How important are your rest days?
They're very important. And I don't know a lot about, what goes on physiologically and in the body, but I do know that those days that I can't walk, like I might need to sit down and just let my muscles heal a little,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
recuperate. And when I do allow it to rest, I'm not injuring myself. I'm making myself better. I'm making my muscles are healing themselves to a better place,
Right.
to a stronger place. So
Yeah, the healing
it's
brings
the same
strength.
application.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate when I see those memes where it's like, oh, I only sleep 1 hour. You don't want it. You don't want it enough. You ain't grinding hard enough.
Yeah, that's nah. That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't.
Like
When,
everybody who's any bit of successful, they take rest.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to be important.
Or just
Take your
make it
butt to
seem
bed. No.
make it seem like you're important. Take your butt to
Yeah.
Sat down.
bed. You're
So
tired. Go. Being um like tired and restless, it makes you cranky. It makes you like mean and groggy. So that's another reason why rest is important. I know
yeah.
you're not giving me
Why?
eyes.
Why? I wasn't doing nothing.
Is Mandy trying to drop hints? Like, is she trying to go on vacation and
I am.
Yo, we need vacations.
We need to make it. Where the heck can we go? Like, with this
I
pandemic
know.
place. Like,
Road trip? No.
yeah, seriously. So no, Mars making eyes at me like, yeah, that's you, grumpy when you don't have sleep. You know what? That is me. So let me sleep.
But you need to wake up.
Oh
Anyway, moving
gosh.
on. We discussed being a morning person in the last episode. So if you want fun banter about that, you can go watch the previous episode.
Yeah, because otherwise we ain't gonna finish this one.
Oh,
So, and I hope that you are having the time of your life, but
Yeah.
think twice. That's my only advice.
so who is he talking to here? Is he talking like about himself because he went, because he's tuning out
Is
and
he crazy at this
yeah,
moment?
is he crazy, or is he talking about like those who don't, take that mental rest? Like, what do you guys think in this?
Sally?
I think that he is talking to everybody else
Yeah.
outside of himself. I think, oh yeah, and I hope that you're having the time of your life. Yeah, man, like maybe he's looking at everybody else like, all right, you do you, but maybe you're missing something.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
yeah, no, I
What do you
agree.
guys
I
think?
agree.
So maybe he's saying, because, all right, so if either he's crazy or everybody else is crazy,
Yeah.
right? So he's saying, I hope you guys are having the time of your life, but think twice. Maybe I'm right.
Mm,
Yeah.
Maybe what
Exactly.
I'm doing is not crazy.
right.
Mhm.
Maybe you're crazy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, just that line alone, um, people are out here, they like, oh, I'm living my best life, YOLO.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You only got one life to live, right?
Yeah.
But think twice, because YOLO, you only have one life to live.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
It works both ways.
You know, the analogy works both ways. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And think twice cuz you might be just um going with the current of everything else. Like you might be
Mm,
missing something. Like you might be
Right.
just doing what everybody else is doing because that's the thing to do. You might just be caught on a wave of trend, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But is that what you really want? Is that who you really are? Like
Right.
there's so many things that can go along
Yeah.
with that, which is really
Totally.
cool.
Totally.
So,
Okay. So then he goes on to say, "Come on now. Who do you? Who do you? Who do you? Who do you think you are?" Then he says, "Ha ha ha! Bless your soul. You really think you're in control." I
mm.
love that. Bless your soul, because we all
yeah.
say that. We say the bless
Yes.
your soul. It's not a compliment.
No, it's not.
It's not a.
All right,
It is definitely not.
let's go on a tangent real quick, because I was talking to some people today, and they were talking about like cursing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And if you're like super super duper religious, right? You know, there are curse words,
Okay.
4-letter words, right? But uh I flipped it for him, and I remember my little brother. He came home from school, and they had uh these two different situations of a type of person that you could be. You could be a bucket filler or a
Mm-hmm.
bucket dipper. You could be somebody
Yes.
that speaks life. Essentially, is what they were teach. They didn't teach him that, but that's what they're saying. You could be somebody that speaks life, or somebody that takes from people, that steals their joy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he got mad at me, and he called me a bucket dipper, and he cursed me out.
Oh
He
my
said it.
goodness.
He said
Not
it
a
with so
bucket
much.
dipper.
Yeah, he was mad. He was
He
like,
said
"You
it was.
bucket dipper." I was like, "Oh, what you call me? What you say, boy?"
That
It was
is
so funny.
funny.
Marv, like, he texted me or called me or whatever at the time, and he's like, Adam just cursed me out. And I was like, what? What did he say? And he's like, he called me a bucket dipper. And I just busted out laughing. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? He's like, no, 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 you don't understand.
That
But
is hysterical.
all right, rant over. Bless your soul.
Bless your soul.
Bless your soul.
Right. Bless your heart, bless your
What did
soul.
that have to
Yes.
do with this?
It's just I said it was a rant. I said we were going on
But
it
why?
because
Well,
bless your soul is
because
not a compliment.
Okay.
right.
Okay. Marv does this. That's
The
why I'm
the
like teasing him.
the
No, but it
intent.
makes sense. It makes sense. I'm backing you up this time. The
Yeah.
Titanic thing, we was here.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
backing you up now.
All right, whatever.
Let's go.
Okay, so he says, "Who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control."
All right.
Mm.
Are these guys woke?
Ooh.
Because ultimately, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Men make plans
and God left.
and God laughs. Yeah, I mean, are we here with it? Is that what do you think, Selena?
Yeah.
Or like with those lines, it could be what everybody else is saying to him. Like, who do you think you are? Ha ha ha. Bless your soul. Like you're
Mm.
you think you're smarter than everyone else. Like,
Right.
so
Right.
Mm.
maybe it could be that, or if
Right. There's
he's
all.
talking to if he's talking to the crowds, then it could be do you, like, are we all in control? I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the people talking to him. I'm not sure.
Well, the only reason why I think he's talking to the people is because
Okay.
then it goes on to say, "Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. You're crazy just like me."
Mm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
like flips, like the lyrics here flip.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that what he's saying is like, yeah, I think y'all got it all together. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think what he's saying is, I know I'm tuning out. I know that I can hear my emotions in this space like an echo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm purposely choosing to do those things. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you do these things without knowing you're doing it,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
that's a problem.
Right, then you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That's good.
All right. So
Cool.
my heroes had the heart to lose their lives on a limb. I don't think I ever
Yeah,
sung this part.
I know. I don't remember this either. Like,
That's that.
Oh, and my heroes had the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know melodies, but the words escape me.
right. Oh wow,
Right.
it's a good line.
Mm.
Well, this to me, I mean, man, I love it actually.
Yeah.
But my heroes had the heart to lose their lives out on a limb. Okay, so we're talking about history makers.
Yes.
Right.
We're
Yes.
talking about, Dr. Kings and
Yes.
Malcolm X's and
Mhm.
whomever like can be deemed a hero that literally risked, I don't know what I'm doing,
Right.
literally risked
Looking crazy.
looking
Yeah.
crazy. They
Reputation.
did it, and now the artist, the singer is saying that's what I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. And they were out on a limb, and they did lose their lives, some of them.
Right.
And some of them may have lost their reputation. They may have been slandered or whatever at in their time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I think that that's a really cool.
And I'll just read the rest of it. You mentioned it, but and all I can remember is thinking, I want to be like them. Ever since I was little, ever since I was little, it looked like fun.
Mm.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like fun? Is that what he's saying?
Well, I think like when you're little and you look up to someone and you inspire them, you don't realize the hard work that they're actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand what they're putting in or what it even means. You just thinking
Right.
like, wow, that's so cool.
You
Like,
just say, I want that,
yeah, I want that. I want to be like
Yeah,
them.
but you don't know the
definitely.
cost.
Yeah, you don't know the cost.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, you just see the glory and the glamour, and
Yeah.
you see the, in our day, like you see the likes and the follows and the
Right.
Right.
hearts, but you
Right.
don't see, you know,
Being,
the countless hours and days and months and weeks like away from your family or whatever, you know?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's so much like bittersweetness to being a hero,
Yeah.
or to being somebody that, you know, people look up to and admire. So,
Right. And then he ends with, and it's no coincidence I've come, and I can die when I'm done.
Mm.
And then he says, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. um, but I like that line. No, it's no coincidence that I've come and I can die when I'm done, because he's like, all right, I'm here. So let's go. Let's do it.
I think what he's saying and is it's no coincidence I've come. Like I'm here for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like
mm-hmm.
I found my purpose. This is my purpose, and I could die when I'm done. Obviously, when you're done, you're gonna. That's when you die.
Right. But he's
Right,
So
like determined to get it done. It's no
right,
coincidence either, because since he was little, he saw what he wanted, which means he went
mm-hmm,
after it. So it's like, well, it's no coincidence I'm here. I wanted it and I went after it. So
mm-hmm.
go after what you want. It's no coincidence when
Yeah,
you get there.
definitely. And like to all like young people who, like even really young people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, as parents, you guys know, like we pay attention to our kids' inclinations and proclivities and like what their interests are,
Right.
because those interests will, um you know, manifest maybe in life and end up being something that they always knew, that we all always knew,
Right.
was there. But it's not going to be a coincidence, it's not going to be by accident. Oh, I
Yes.
just stumbled across being, you know, the greatest whatever, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
it was always there, and I'm just walking in it now, you
Right.
mm-hmm,
know. So
mm-hmm.
Right.
That's you were destined for this. This is what
right.
you're here
Mm-hmm.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Probably. I think that's just agreeing to disagree.
And I think also too, it's like, well, you're crazy in your way. I'm crazy in my
Right.
way. So therefore, we're all crazy in some sense, right? Because no matter what you do, how great you are, someone's always going to call you crazy.
Mm.
Right.
And,
Right.
so,
You also
Because
gotta,
they're not going to understand.
right.
mhm.
Not
and
everybody's going to understand.
Yeah.
and you also gotta understand, people realities are different. So, literally, like what's what's something that's really hard for me may not be hard for the next person. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Their perception is what I mean. Like we're all in
Mm-hmm.
the same reality,
Right.
but your perception on how you perceive things that come, uh, hardships that come, situations that come up, everybody sees the things
Mm-hmm.
differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be the worst thing in the world to somebody
Yeah.
and not be anything else to somebody. And they'll be like, yo, you crazy. Like this is really bad. Something's
Mm-hmm.
wrong with you if you don't see that.
Yeah.
But literally, I don't see that. It's perception.
Right.
And I think the whole thing is about perception.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's so much to say about that too, because man, like how you see things, uh like there's so many people that are overwhelmed with like the what they can't do, what they can't be, how they can't overcome, and just drowning in that perception, really. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like when someone on the outside is looking at that and they're saying, but look at this way of escape, or look at this look at the good that came out of this or that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sometimes it's really hard for people to see
Yeah.
the good in um the trauma or the good in what's going on in their lives that
Right.
seems bad.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I think
and
uh, yeah.
I think even being in that space, that could be a part of the going crazy, like being crazy and being so pleasant about that place. It's easy
Right.
to be sad and depressed
Yes.
and blame your
Yes.
situations and your surroundings for where you are.
Mhm.
It's hard to say like, yo, I'm going to change this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
Yes.
here because I didn't sow. You know what I mean? I didn't sow months earlier what I wanted, so now I'm reaping what I sow.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody wants that personal responsibility.
Right.
I want to be a victim. I want to
Mhm.
blame my surroundings. I want to blame the government. I want to blame
Mm-hmm.
anybody else. It's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. It's not me.
Right.
It's not my
Yeah.
fault.
So maybe this song is just about him being in the state of a victim mentality.
Maybe. I think this song, it reminds me, I think it's like Inception, that movie
Yeah.
with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Oh,
right?
where he's like in a like a mental institute and he creates like this whole
No, that's another movie.
uh
What one was that?
oh the
Something Island. That one. Shelter
oh
Island, I think
whoops.
it is.
Shelter Island.
I think that's what it's called. It might be Shelter Island
Something island. Anyway, you're talking about the one I know which one you're talking about.
with the tops and they
Yeah,
spin the
where they
tops.
the only way they knew they were in actual like reality was with this like top
Hmm.
and they would go back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
they just.
Mm.
So I'm saying the song is like that because, uh, depending on your perspective,
Okay. That's really
this
good.
the song shifts. The
Mm.
song could be literally what you want it to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
definitely.
That's good. That's so good.
I,
All
I
right.
I'm curious to like CeeLo Green. We know CeeLo Green. Like, what kind of space were they in when they wrote this?
Well, I'm not sure, but CeeLo Green was in another like band before he like did this collab um with
Danger Mouse.
Danger. Yeah. And I remember reading something very briefly saying that while he was in that band, he went through like a deep depression.
Mm.
And he ended up leaving and then, he joined forces with Danger. So I don't know exactly the timeline. However, he did experience depression before writing this song. So it definitely came from a place for sure.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
probably being criticized because he's a different kind of artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like even how he
Yes.
sings, his tone, his timbre,
Yes.
he's definitely different out the box.
Yeah.
And CeeLo Green, shout out CeeLo Green, he has the second best Christmas album ever. Only because like nobody's beating Mariah Carey. Like, let's be real.
Mhm.
But his Christmas album is fire.
Yeah. Mary, did you know is like your favorite. His is your favorite rendition.
Oh yeah, he definitely has the best Mary Did You Know rendition un-
Yeah.
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
until me and Selena drop ours.
Stay tuned this December. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Super shout out to CeeLo Green. He was one of the writers, of course, on this.
Yeah, he's a super dope writer.
Yeah.
He's wrote stuff. Him and I know that him and Bruno Mars traded songs and stuff.
Oh,
Really?
cool.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. The other writers on this song are Gianfranco Reverberi and Gian Piero Reverberi,
Okay.
Oh,
along
cool.
with CeeLo Green. That's who's
Nice. I wonder if those are brothers, sisters.
Yeah, they've got to be like related, right?
Twins.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Danger too. He's also a writer on here. So very cool. Good song. Really
Yeah.
good song.
Really good song.
Y'all really put me on because I never, ever, ever like
I know, it was
looked
so
at the
funny.
words to the song
It was
ever.
so funny. We were
In
in
the
the
parking
parking
lot,
lot of
yeah.
a grocery store, and I don't know if this song came on or if we like referenced it because we of a conversation. I don't remember, but Marv was like, "Oh, why don't we do that for the podcast?" And at first, like, I feel like I'm always like this. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know," and so we looked up the lyrics really quickly in the car, and
We read like the first couple
the
lines.
first couple lines, and we were like, okay, yeah, we have to do this
Yeah.
song. Don't talk about it. We can't talk about it. We have to wait for the podcast. And Marv's like, yeah, and we're gonna get Selena. We're getting Selena.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on and joining us. This is
Thank you for having me.
yes, our first guest.
Yeah.
Selena Quinones.
Yeah.
And thank you all for tuning in to this episode. Right now, you're going to see a cover from us that we're going to put together. So stay tuned. We hope you enjoy and join back next week.
I remember when I lost my mind. It was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without a care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. No, I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. My heroes had the heart to lose their lives out on a limb. And all I remember was thinking, I wanna be like that. Oh. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And it's no coincidence I've come. And I can die when I'm done. I think you're crazy. And I think you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy. Possibly.
Okay, I think that was a good take.
That was a good take. I can definitely